Okay, we're gonna test the pressure of this thing. This is the adapter that you have to use. Just screw it on. Okay. This is your cap. Remember, it's gotta be 15 psi maximum. Now, grab your tool. Stick it right here. Okay. Now, basically, watch your gauge. There's 15 right there. Let's see. Okay, so it's at 15 right now. And you can see it's fairly steady actually. It's not really, it's going down actually a little bit. So we might have to check for a leak. Okay, so we're gonna try to remove this radiator. Remove the air filter intake already. We're also changing these hoses, so we're gonna remove this first. Okay. Here. And this one is gonna be harder to get. Okay, I'm gonna have to use a smaller screwdriver for that. Okay. We're gonna remove these. Still a little bit in there. And now this end right here. Okay. As you can see, there's still more coolant left in there. Alright. So we'll have to pry that hose because it's stuck in there. Okay, there you go. They're old hose. To disconnect the cooling lines. This is the one that's on the bottom, and actually you have to use the standard wrench for it, 1/2 inch, and it rounded off on me, so I had to use the vice grips, and I got it loose actually. But what happened is that when I was turning it, basically when I was moving my vice grips, the line was moving with it. So what I had to do is I had to hold this line and turn my vice grips and just kind of loosen it up. Okay, so this actually helped me out. And then on the top right here, I was able to loosen that thing too. It's right here. It's right over here. Okay, this is the cooling line. So remove those. This way, basically, you have to remove it. Like that. Okay, there you go. There's your trans fluid. Just have a pan underneath. The line is plugged in like that. Alright. This is the trans fluid. Now from the top, there's the retainers right here. already removed them for the harness and over there as well. Okay, now you have to basically, there's a bolt right here, okay, and also on this side should be a bolt that's holding the, actually there's nothing, so I have to worry about this bolt, and there's probably something underneath too. So let's remove this bolt here first. So when that one bolt comes off, you can pop this thing off right here. Should be able to just lift it up. Just be careful, there's a connector you will have to remove, okay? And be careful with this connector as well. Okay, so now just remove that connector. Okay, so here's how it's out, and then your connector right here. I have to use a screwdriver. To remove the connector. Just pry it up like that. It should just come off like that. Okay, now set this thing aside, we're gonna need it. As you can see on the bottom, there's also a leak, so it was leaking coolant from that area. Okay, so now what we have left basically is we need to remove the bolts that hold the condenser to this to the radiator, and then also we need to remove that hose down there. As your coolant, I don't think there's gonna be coolant in there now. Yep. So now it's out. Alright. And now this one right here, basically you have to separate it. Okay, the way you separate them is
You want to videotape that?
with the screwdriver. And okay, it's actually on this side right here. The spot where you separate them, it's gonna be hard to see, but just separate that thing. We're also gonna change this coolant line. Okay, so just remove that one from over there. It's pretty simple. So in this case I use a socket, so it's easier. Okay, let's put the socket on. And like that, just loosen the clamp. Okay, like that. It was really tight in there.
So that
This thing, just move it. Okay, here's your hose. Put aside. Okay, so there's one of the bolts that's holding the condenser to the radiator. You have to remove that. Okay, one bolt is out. And now the other one is gonna be on this side. Right over there. Okay. So after the bolts are removed, as you can see, the condenser is just loose like this. Okay, now we can remove the radiator. So this thing, it has to also come off like that. And there's a nut holding it, and the same thing on this side. Right over here, if you look, it's gonna be your 10mm nut that you have to loosen. And just take it off.
it's dark. Okay. Yeah. Better.
Okay, so everything is pretty much disconnected. Now you can lift this thing this way and just lift it up basically, okay? Alright, stop for a second. You have to support the condenser actually. So just put a jack like this, don't just support it a little bit, and that's gonna be fine. Okay. Just watch out for the harness and everything. You can just lift it. Okay, there's gonna be more coolant, so be careful. Okay, like that. There you go. There's a new one. Okay, like that. Okay, we're gonna put the cooling fan in. First we have to get our connector from the bottom. This one. We'll need to plug it in. Okay. Like so. Now slowly and gently lower this thing down. Okay. Just want to watch out for these AC lines. Okay. Okay. Now you have to align these right here, like on this side. Now this one doesn't have it, but on this side is gonna be things that the cooling fan tabs go to. Okay. So and just lower it down, watch your hoses. Okay, so now it's down. Now you can line it up more easily. Alright. So, alright, and this hose for the transmission goes up. And then this one right here, you have to put the bolt through right there, okay? So the cooling fan is in. There's that bolt over there. Let me show you how it looks on the bottom. Okay. So there it is on the bottom. Just goes in. Same over there. Just goes in. Here, don't forget your nuts. One here. And then tighten that. And then one on this side. Okay. Install this hose. One end right here. And then the other one right there. On this side. Okay. And then after that you have to tighten the clamps. Actually put anti-seize on this thing, so it's gonna be easier to slide this thing. Like, just really should be much easier. And it's gonna be easier to take it off too in the future. Clamps are tight. Now we're gonna install our transmission line. The one right here. Okay. This one right here. So it's gonna go right over there. Hope you can see it. It's gonna go right there. Alright. So just do that. I'm using actually half inch to tighten the line. Okay. If you have a manual transmission, you will not have to do this. It's just for automatics. Okay. Okay. You just have to do it like that and until it's tight. Alright. This thing is in.
So there will be no more leaks. You put the
Okay, this is ready now. Now let's reattach this thing. This thing now.
Olive's husband. Cisco?
Okay.
The Spanish guy, Olive and Cisco.
Okay, actually go this way. So
I thought it was broken. It wasn't pumping anymore.
now this thing.
Oh, stupid. I bought this one. That one's steel. That's heavy duty. This is aluminum.
Yeah, that one is heavy duty. You give it to him.
Yeah. You still have the tools there, Dad. You're a craftsman.
I think my car needs to be changed, the oil.
Let us know. We'll change. I can change it.
You have to.
Right there. Now we're just gonna put this coolant in.
So let me get the.
Okay, time to start the car. Everything looks fine here. Everything looks fine here too. So just let it run now. Alright, so we're just testing it afterwards, after replacing the radiator. And as you can tell, this needle is steady, it's not moving anywhere. Means we have no leaks. So now the owner will be happy and won't have to top off their fluid.